Hello friends, today we are going to discuss the project network model in which uh, we are going to using the critical path method. Okay, what is project? Project is the collection of all activities, correction of activities. Okay, what we are going to do in this method, in particularly in critical path method, we are going to plan, schedule and control the activities of the project. First, definition of the project, collection of interrelated. That term interrelated is the important term here. Collection of interrelated activities with each activity consuming time and resources. Okay, that time factor, we are going to utilize that time factor and we have to minimize the time factor related with the activities and so with project. That resources part is related with the interrelated part of that activities. Suppose uh, before suppose there are three activities A, B and C. A and B both activities can be performed simultaneously, but C activity cannot be started if A activity or B activity is not completed. For starting C, you must have completed A activity and B activity. So that is the definition of that interrelated activities, and we are going to use the term precedence for that. Okay, objective, of course objective is to schedule the activities and minimize the duration of the project. What are the phases involved for project planning? Define the activities of the project first, find their precedence relationship and find their time requirements. Okay, model the precedence relationship among the activities by using that nodes. Okay, after that, specific computation by using CPM method, schedule it the all the activities, and again if required, reschedule the activities, and so on. uh, Minimize the project duration. Let's take an example. Suppose a company is in a process of preparing a budget for launching a new product. Okay, following table provides associated activities. These are the associated activities. These are the labels for that activities. There are 7 activities here. Okay, these are the duration, of course, in the days, and these are the predecessors. Okay, what it actually indicates, there is no predecessor for A and B. There are no predecessors, so activity A and B can be started simultaneously, but you can't start activity C at the same time. Activity C can be started only after completion of activity A. Similarly, activity D can be started only after completion of activity C. Can be started only after completion of D. F can be started only after completion of B and after E. Similarly for G, you have to complete E and F. Okay. So now we have activities, their duration and their precedence relationship. Go for the network representation. There are few rules related with the network representation. First one is each activity is represented by one and only one arc. Okay. Each activity must be identified by two distinct end nodes. Focus on these two words. It is distinct and nodes. For example, in this case, if it is 1 and 2, these are the nodes, and activity joining both nodes, it is A. The duration can be written on the other side of the arc. Okay, we can't use such concept here. Two nodes and two activities. No, is not possible. Suppose if there is a case, uh, suppose there is a case that A and B both activities can be started simultaneously. But what happens for the C, to start C, you must have completed activity A and B. Okay, to start D, you must have completed only A. Then By rule first and second, we have to create a dummy activity 2 to 3. It consumes no time and no resource. Okay, it is just for the network representation purpose. Okay, let's move for the rule 3. Rule 3 is simple. To maintain the correct precedence relationship, the following question must be answered. What activities immediately precede the current activity, which we have already discussed in this example. Okay, what activities immediately follow the current activities? For example, D follows activity A and C follows activity A and B. Okay, what activities are concurrent with the current activity? Activity A, B are concurrent activities. Okay, let's again move for that same example. uh, First column contains activities, predecessors, durations. Okay, we have to create nodes first. Create 1 and 2 because we can start a activity A and activity B simultaneously. Name them, name the arcs A and B. uh, Activity C can be started after completion of activity A. So from here I can start activity C. Activity D can be started after completion of C. Okay, activity D can be started here. Activity E can be started after completion of D. Okay, let's complete that activity E. Activity F can be started only after completion of B and E. Uh, that's the reason I have turned this 5. I haven't written 5 here. I have kept 5 here so that I can reach to 3, so that I can draw F from here. Here F can be started only after completion of B and E. Okay. Now for for the G case is quite simple. To start F, we have already completed E. So G can be started after F. Here is the representation of the project network. That's it. Okay. Let's determine the time schedule for the project. For that case, we have to define uh, forward pass and backward pass conditions. Okay. Temple like notations should be given to all the nodes here. This square indicates the forward pass and this triangle represent the backward pass. Okay, earliest occurrence and latest occurrence, these are the nomenclatures given for this notations. Okay, let's start. Assign 0, assign 0 for the forward pass here, which I have already mentioned, that earliest occurrence and latest occurrence. Okay, so moving forward by this notation, we have to start with 0, 0 plus 3. So this activity can be completed as early as possible within 3 days if the duration is in days. Okay, and for activity, this activity, what are the names of this activity? A, B, C, D. Okay, let's forget the names A, B, C, D, F. We will use this notation as 1 to 2, 1 to 3. Okay, likewise. Okay, so this activity 0 plus 2, here right here 2, 0 plus 3 right here 3. Okay, moving forward, for 4 we have two options: 3 plus 3 6 and 2 plus 2. Okay, so we have two options here, so we have to choose as early as possible. Okay, we have to choose 2 plus 2, 3 plus 3. I'm using the word as early as possible and I'm using maximum case. It's little bit confusing, but look at the side. These nodes represent activities. Suppose 4 to 6, this is the activity. This activity can be started only after completion of 2 to 4 and 3 to 4. Okay, but what happens, 1 to 3 and 3 to 4 can be completed only after, suppose in a day, so only after 6 days. And if I'm going to use 2 plus 2 4, so 4 to 6 this activity cannot be started after 4 days. Means after 5 days. In a 5 days we can't start 4 to 6. We have to wait till this activity is completed. So we have to use the maximum here. Okay, so maximum of 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. So we will put this 6 here. Here it is a dummy activity, so 6 plus 0 is equal to 6, and 3 plus 2 is equal to 5, and 5 and 6, maximum is 6. We are going to use 6 here. Earliest occurrence time. Okay, now for this 6 plus 3 9, and 6 plus 7 13. We are going to use 6 plus 7 13 here, maximum. Similarly for the node 7, 13 plus 6 is equal to 19. 6 plus 2 8, no use. 6 plus 5, no use. We have to wait to complete the activity 4 to 6, because it is the only activity which will take much time here. Okay, now early, earliest occurrence is 19 days. Okay, now we have to revert it. What we have used the notation backward pass. Okay, put 19 here, put 19 here. Okay, now what we have done previously, we have added the number of days. Now we have to subtract the number of days. Okay, backward pass for 6, 19 minus 6, because there is only one activity here. 6 to 7, there is only one activity starting from 6. Okay, so 19 minus 6. Okay, 13 here. Okay, now here look at the node 5. We have two activities, 5 to 6 and 5 to 7. So for this notation we have to subtract 19 minus 5 and 13 minus 7. In forward case we have used maximum, now we have to use minimum. Okay, look at this side. 19 minus 5 14, and 13 minus 7 6. Now we have to use minimum, so put 6 here. Okay, now again from 5 to 4, we should go for a 3 or 4. Let's move for the 4. Now for 4 there are two activities, sorry, there are three activities, so we have to calculate one by one. 6 minus, for the dummy activity duration is 0. 6 minus 0, 13 minus 3, and 19 minus 2. Okay, so the minimum is 6 minus 0. Okay, put that 6 here. Now look at this side. 3 to 5 and 3 to 4. 6 minus 2 and 6 minus 3. That is, of course, 3 is minimum. Okay, we can go for the 6 minus 2 here for the node 2, because there is only one activity starting from 2. Okay, and then for 3, 6 minus 2 and 6 minus 3. Minimum is 3. Put 3 there. And then after 3 minus there are two activities starting from 1. 3 1 to 3, 1 to 2. Subtract 3 minus 3 is equal to 0, and 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. Minimum is 0, then use 0. Okay, now look at the activities for which backward pass and forward pass is same. So draw colored that activities. So these are the activities: A, D, dummy activity, F, and I. So these activities 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are the critical activities. And the required duration is obviously 19 days here. Okay. Now what are the critical activities? Critical activities are the activities which must be performed one after another to ensure the project is completed within the stipulated or specified 19 days of duration. Okay, and the non-critical activities, what are non-critical activities? They are not critical, implies that they can be rescheduled or started one after another, or there is no restriction on them. I would rather say there is not much restriction on them. There is little bit. Look at the uh, diagrammatic representation of the time schedule of that project. These are the critical activities: A, D, F, and I. Now look at this B, C, G, H, J activity. So uh, these are the time duration. 3 days required to complete activity A, 3 days required to activities D, and in 6 days A and D can be completed. Okay, within these 6 days we can complete B and C as per the schedule. It will not going to impact our project duration. But if we delayed the activity D by 1 or 2 days, it will impact directly on the project duration, because activity F will be shifted as D is delayed by 1 day, F will be delayed by 1 day, I will be delayed by 1 day, and the project duration will be delayed by 1 day. But that is not the case for duration for non-critical activities. Look at the activity B is started after 1 day. It's not going to make any impact on the project duration. Similarly, for the other non-critical activities, they can be started. A little bit of delay will not impact the project duration. That's it. Thank you.